Hi, this is American English with Linda, and we'll be talking about feelings during a war and how to talk about war. So we will have vocabulary and sentences that talk about war. And in the conversation I show you, I will teach vocabulary and idioms and grammar and pronunciation in the samples that people are saying. So, before I start the conversation, let me say this. I, too, am sad. I know that the war in Iran and nearby countries is affecting my students all around the world. I am sorry that America has started the war, and I am praying for peace and safety for all of you. I love my students no matter your home country, your language, or religion. This conversation that I'm going to teach you is to help you talk about the war, understand what you read and hear, and say how you are feeling in English. Mike and Amy and Joe are the three people. Mike and Amy meet Joe in front of Joe's home. Joe says, "Are you two keeping up with the news about the war?" Mike says, "Yes, we are." Joe says, "I am very worried. How do you feel about what is happening?" Another way to say that is, what do you think about it? Underneath that dotted line, I will explain the words above that are in red. Keeping up with is an idiom that means getting all the new information, keeping up with the news. Worry, you may already know, is a verb to feel that something bad might happen soon. I underline a syllable that needs to be spoken louder. Keeping up with. Worry. So you can tell that the underline is helping you with pronunciation. Amy says, "I dread turning on the news every morning. I feel apprehensive that some new bad thing may have happened." Mike says, "I share your apprehension. I am afraid that more people may be hurt or killed. My fear is growing every day." Dread is a verb meaning to feel that what is going to happen will be painful or bad, and I cannot stop it. Apprehensive, the adjective, or apprehension, the noun, the feeling of worry, feeling very worried about the near future, very worried. Afraid and fear, adjective or noun, and it can be fear can be a verb, a feeling that something bad will happen. Amy says, "It is so sad when that happens. My sadness makes it hard to sleep. I shed tears every night and pray for peace." Mike says, "I feel anxious about my family living in another country. My anxiety makes me feel depressed, but I don't want my depression to lead to despair." Sad or sadness. Sad is an adjective. Sadness is the noun version of that adjective. Feel like crying, not happy. Shed tears is an idiom meaning to cry. Anxious or anxiety, very worried. Depressed, depression. Very sad feelings. Sort of hopeless. Despair can be a verb or a noun. It's used as a noun here. Feeling no hope. Depressed is sort of that way, but despair is the worst. Feeling no hope. Amy says, "We don't want to lose hope." Mike says, "It is so frustrating to hear 1 hour that the two sides are talking about a path to peace, and the next hour we hear of more escalation. Lose hope is an idiom that we use often. No longer to believe in any chance for things to get better in the future. It's very much like despair. Frustrating, frustration. Now, I'm calling frustrating an adjective because it can be an adjective. It's sometimes part of a verb phrase, but even in the verb phrase, it acts like an adjective. So I'm calling it an adjective, frustrating, and frustration is the noun. The feeling that nothing is making things better. Path to peace is an idiom, means a way to make peace. Escalate or escalation, verb or noun, the fighting gets worse. Amy says, my frustration grows when leaders keep making threats of escalating. One side won't accept the other's ultimatum. Some demands may not be met. Joe says, each country's leadership is mad at the other country's leadership. The anger leads to hostility. I am so angry that the governments have not stopped the war. Mike says, it makes me furious. Now, threaten I didn't use, but that's the verb form of threat. Saying or acting like you will hurt another. Ultimatum, a noun, means this is my final statement, no compromising. Demand is saying what must happen for peace. Each side has a demand. This must happen. Mad or angry, you probably know, it means very much not happy with another. Hostility is a noun, hurting or ready to hurt others. Furious, more than just mad, very angry. Joe, one side attacks and the other side retaliates. Amy, some countries have a truce now with both sides standing down. There is a ceasefire agreement while they negotiate. Then maybe they will sign an armistice or finally a peace treaty. Retaliate, the verb, or retaliation, the noun, means to fight back when attacked. You didn't attack first, but you attacked back. Truce is a noun when you agree to stop fighting for a short time. You call a truce. Stand down is an idiom meaning stop fighting for a short time. It's the actual stop fighting. A ceasefire is very similar. It's to stop fighting for a longer time, and it's a more formal agreement. Negotiate, negotiation, talk about how to end the war, and we have talks going on right now. Armistice is an official agreement to stop fighting, but it does not actually end the war. The war is not stopped, but the fighting has stopped, and it is an agreement that is official. A peace treaty, a noun, is a formal signed agreement to end the war, and that's what we want to happen. Amy says, I remember the last time our country was at war. Then, finally, peace came. Joe says, yes, we were so happy and excited. Mike says, we celebrated together. We sang for joy and hugged each other and danced in the streets. Happy, of course, is good, emotional feeling. Excited, very happy and joyful. Celebrate, act like you are very happy. Doing things to show you are very happy. Sing for joy, an idiom that means sing because you are happy. Dance in the streets is an idiom. You don't actually have to be dancing, but you're outside moving happily around with your whole body. Hug, the verb, put your arms around another. In a friendly way, you are hugging someone. Amy says, I was so relieved. I laughed and cried in relief that we could go on with our lives again, and our children could go back to school in safety. Joe says, it was so exhilarating. The exhilaration lasted for many days. Relieve, the verb, or relief, the noun. Stop being worried. Laughed and cried, an idiom we often use, means smiling or laughing, but not smiling or laughing, but with tears. We're still crying, but we're also happy. Go on with our lives is an idiom that means live a normal life. That's what we want to do, live a normal life. Safe, the adjective, and safety, the noun. They're on two different pages, but being without danger. Exhilarating or exhilaration, great happiness that gives energy. Mike says, we could finally relax and sleep well, knowing all our family and friends would not be in harm's way anymore. We felt safe and secure. Amy says, people worked together for forgiveness and understanding, although it took a long time. Relax is muscles go soft, emotions are normal. In harm's way is an idiom to be in a dangerous place. Secure, nothing to fear, no worries. Full of hope is an idiom that means feeling sure that good is coming. Forgiveness and understanding, two important things we want. We stop hate or anger, and we see how others are feeling. I expect, says Joe, that wise people will solve this war. My expectation is that both sides will see how bad this war is for everyone. Mike says, yes, I anticipate that they will find a solution soon. Expect, the verb, expectation, the noun, what you think will happen in the future. Solve, the verb, solution, the noun, make things better. Take the problem away. Anticipate, anticipation, verb and noun, feeling that something is about to happen, usually something good, and looking forward to it. Joe says, in anticipation of that, let's go inside and enjoy a meal together and lay off watching TV for a while. Amy says, yes, we like that idea. Enjoy, the verb, feel happy about what you are doing. Lay off is an idiom, means stop doing something. I hope we lay off TV some, but also lay off fighting each other. That's my hope, and I hope this helps you to talk about the war in a way that makes it understandable to you. Thank you.